update. Fender's been block sanded. Got some glaze on it. Glazed some other spots. No one really cares. Got some filler on the tailgate back here on the top. There was some dents and a little slit in it. Did all that. There was a little chip out right here. Got it. Did this area. Don't worry about how it looks. It's just the first coat. I was trying to bulk it out too much, so it got a little crazy. Did all these little hole spots and the front. Everything's pretty much sanded where I want it. I'm going to take 180 over the entire bed and the lower half of the truck so that it's ready to get resprayed. Now, back here, I have a lot of work to do on this bottom side of the tailgate. I was trying to spray can match the truck. It didn't work. All of this is going to have to be completely sanded down. You can see all this. Just like the front was. It's bad. Everything on it's going to have to be stripped. I'm probably going to have to pull the tailgate off and completely cover it in stripper and try to get it somewhat good. It's in pretty rough shape. You can see all that crap. Rough spots that are way back, through this thick paint. You can see how thick that paint is right there. So I'll have to knock down a lot of that. Fix a couple of pop spot welds. No biggie. Yes, the handle's relocated. I've already shown that video. If you missed it, go back in the videos and check it out. But it's a mess. In here, there's a lot of blue. I hate blue. We're going to be doing white and blue. I don't know why, but if the interior wasn't blue, I would definitely be changing this truck to like black or red or even the entire truck white. But blue, it'll stay blue. Yeah, let's go eat some dinner and maybe come back out. Don't know yet. So, glaze is all dry. Body filler is all dry. Let's do some more sanding. It's all good back here. It's all good, man. Gonna hit it all pretty hard right here in a second. No big whoopty. Let's do some sanding. Sandy dandy notebook. Should be pretty quick. I'm going to hit all this with 80. Switch it over to 180 and do the glaze. Probably put a little spray can primer on that front fender. Be done with it for now. Well, maybe I won't actually. I got a quart of primer in here somewhere. Hopefully it's still good. I don't see it. Could be over here though. Maybe it's not a quart. Maybe it's that little pint right there. Either way, I'll have to mix up some primer. Spray the roof and everything after I cover the windows. Cover the intake, or cover the front again. And we'll hit it with some okay primer for now. Maybe not. We'll have to do the whole tailgate, strip it down, so we'll get to that here. Got all the 80 grit stuff knocked down. I'm going to block sand it a little bit, make sure it's all straight. But pulled the tailgate off, covered it in stripper. I know, some people's going, oh no, not again. The stripper don't work, you know this. I do know this, but I figured, hey, why not? I actually pulled it off, cleaned it off, sanded it with some 80, just enough to break that surface. And then I covered it. I mean, I covered it hard. Now that spray paint, it's doing good. But the rest of it ain't even done nothing yet. So, hey, I'll let that sit for a couple hours. Maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. I don't care. It can do anything it needs to do, however long it needs to do it. Which ain't going to be very good. But now I'm going to jump over to 180. Start hitting these glaze spots before I put more glaze in other spots. I made a pretty nice mess here. Yeah. So I put it on there thick last night. I mean, you can still see it's white in them spots where it's so thick, but it did as long as you leave it on thick. I used 2/3 of a quart just on this tailgate. That means to do something like a truck, you would probably have to have about 2 gallons. Yikes. At close to $50 a gallon, $100 to partially strip a truck? Nah. I hit this with some Red Ox primer. It's light years ahead of where it was. You can still see the filler through it. I ran the fire out of it because it was cold in here. But not stripping this truck, just so I can make that clear. This was just so rough with rust, etc. I had to strip it. So at the bed, like, you know, as I done said, it's basically nice. All I have to do is hit it with some 180. It'll be ready to spray. This, however, yikes. Probably gonna have to take it down pretty far. And so I'm seeing now we got some bare metal, some primer, I think, unless it's just the back side, because that primer does have a little blue hue to it. Then the basic blue, or that could just be the same thing before the black. Yeah, it's just still part blue. See, when that oil-based paint dries, it makes like its own single stage clear on it. And I'll show you. You see how this is coming off, but it's not actually coming off. It's like a clear. It's like a clear layer. And I know this truck has no clear coat, but you can see right there perfectly. See how it looks almost clear, but there's no clear, and then it's the oil-based paint under it. Yeah, so it's almost like a single stage where when you spray it, it has, no, it ain't even like a single stage, because single stage, it don't become a clear on the top. It becomes just a hard shell. This stuff is just like a clear rise to the top. Rose to the top. There we go. Try to use English sometimes. Anywho, the worst part of this is going to be not so much this or this, but this, because I can't get my 6-inch sander in here. Are they? Yeah, 6-inch in there. Definitely can't hand sand it, so I might literally have to take a wire wheel over this and whole entire center section from here to here to get all that stuff out of there. As you can see where I did the spray can blue, it comes off like nothing. Again, that was just quickie done for the video. If you haven't seen it yet, the tailgate handle relocation kit by the mod shop. God, I wish that compressor would kick off already. But yeah, I'm probably going to scrape all this off, and I can fling this right outside because bio garbage, yay. But I'm going to get this down I'm probably going to leave this alone. And what I mean by that, I'm not going to put stripper on it again. I'm going to continue to use my stripper in here, what little bit I have left. But that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. Now I'm going to get back to this mess. Alright, Big Guy Garage fans. I've done some spending. So I had one of these. 5 years it lasted. For $24, I'll buy them again and again. These are smaller versions. Also, air filters, brass, 40 micron. I don't know what the micron is on this one. It's probably better than that. It's probably a 5. But anyway, done some upgrading. I now have a hose reel over there. Hose reel over here. As you can see, I've actually ran quite a bit of air line, and these are coupled together, hard lined. Got a big swoop in here. Another filter. That one's pretty used, so I just leave it in here, not worried about it. Fixed my PVC, put a shutoff on it. This is steel now with a much thicker coupler. It's pretty tight, it ain't gonna move much. Now, however, though, I'm gonna pull this off, the actual quick connect, if I can get it out of there. Yes, because it's in there pretty tight. I'm gonna remove this, and I have a end that'll go in here, a threaded nipple, a barbed nipple, shall I say. And I'm going to hook it up directly. In fact, I might just pull this off, pull this out, and screw it straight in. That'll be done. And I'm actually going to take these 3 filters and put them up here, so that way it has a long line. It can, you know, catch a lot of moisture in, because you're actually supposed to have it 50 foot away from your compressor. So 50 foot would be like, I'd have to start over there and then come all the way back. I'm not going to do it. So we'll just do this for now. It'll work again another 5 years or whatnot. And later on we'll upgrade it again. I would like to hard line it with the aluminum actual kit. But this is what I got for now. So let's get it done. Finally, the compressor door can be shut. It's all plumbed. And now it's time to get back to body work. Today, I'm gonna knock this out. I don't remember. Yeah, I gotta put a little filler on that one. Get it done. This whole upper side's been sanded. See a couple more spots I gotta hit on the door there. Then I need to do the other side. Something is whistling and it's getting on my nerves. It's back here. Someone on here is whistling. That's not good. Anyway, let's get back to some body work. So, before I went in last night, I covered this thing down in paint stripper. But it did a little bit. Where I left it real thick did a lot. Where it was thinner did nothing. So that's fun. And also I was running the compressor hardcore sanding, and I heard a leak. So I come in here and the hose clamp was sitting there sliding off. So I tried to get it before it blew off. Guess what? I didn't. So I'm going to put some better hose clamps. I'm probably going to double up every single clamp on this thing, which is a lot of hose clamps. This one I already doubled because it was leaking. Done. So double, 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 double. Don't need one there. Anywho, fun. Fix the compressor again. Now what I did was I had some paint thinner. Just the old crap from the Wally World. And that paint stripper. And I mixed a little bit two together. I said, hey, can't hurt. Mixed it in there. It got real nice and thin, but still a little slimy. But it looks like it's working better. Funny. Also, I sprayed the top half with a little bit of Berryman's carb cleaner, because this stuff melts with carb cleaner. That's how you know it's oil based. It just melts. So we're gonna let this sit a while, which it's actually doing a lot already. Get it pretty much clean, and then we're gonna start sanding on it. I always preferred the GMCs to the Chevys. I like Chevy, I love GMC, but GMCs always look better. Well, mixing that paint thinner with the Berryman's and the paint stripper actually did real good. It stripped it down pretty far. I just smooshed around, you know, a little bit more brake or carb cleaner. And now I'm gonna let it soak in a little bit there, and after that we'll do some more, you know, grinding and stuff. But for now, it's pretty good. Wait, stop right there. Please take a second to scroll on down and hit that subscribe button. Maybe a little thumbs up like. And if there's anything interesting you liked about the video, why not comment? Tell me good job. Or say, stay off of YouTube. I don't care. Just help me out here. Hit the button. Like some of the other content. Go check it out. If you're really feeling generous, go to the shop. You can get a shirt that's completely worn out. Not like this one, but you can get a good shirt over there at the shop. It's going to be at the end of the video. But please, like, share, and subscribe. I washed all the chemicals and crap off this last night. Got me some new 80. Fortunately, when we don't do a ton of body work, the foam flies out. So, yay. These things are like $15, the pads. I'll have to pick one up later. But for now, I'm just going to heat this up with a torch to get the old adhesive back off. Put that one on. I'm going to start knocking down this top side as much as possible. The inside's not too bad now. There's some spots, but I think I can get a lot of that with a wire wheel. Going hard at it, you know. So I'm about to crank up the jams and get to stripping and ripping. So I did a little metal conditioning because I went a little hard with some 36 grit. Then I had my DA set to grind, then ground it again. Slapped the palm sander with 80. Did it again. Then 180, and now I hit it with some Can Cheap primer just to see if I got it all, which I can tell already I didn't. No big deal. I'll just lay a very thin layer over the entire top. Bottom, only the top I hit with the roll lock. The rest was basically just palm sanding and grinding with the DA. So I haven't touched this center much yet. Got a lot to do in there. I'll probably put a roll lock on 320 and go at it. But that's where we're at. Alright, I had to use the roll lock with some finer grit on here to sand it. Then I had to hand sand it. 80, 180. Primed it. Left this spot pretty much bare, so I could do some filler work. I'll have to do some filler work to this top. As for now, though, I'm done. I'm going to go in and eat some dinner, play some GTA. Tomorrow, we'll be back on the 40 Chrysler. If you guys want to see more of that, I'll post some tomorrow. And also, if you want to see the full build, you can go to the Big Guy Garage YouTube, watch it, like, share, subscribe. All that's going to be getting done very soon because we got a big build coming. A nice truck, full paint, full body, full everything. So, I'm outie. Been hitting it pretty hard. tailgate, stripped it, ground it with a roll lock 36 on the top, then the DA on the sand on the 80, then palm sand with 80, then 180. Still some gouges in there from the 36, so that top half I'm going to have to smear on a little filler. Had to hand sand the center section. I have nothing small enough to get in there. It's still wet with can primer. I ain't touched this yet. I'm going to do filler on there. So, as for now, done. Totally forgot to film a lot of it. But, it's been a mess, a nightmare. But I'm pretty close to the point where I can leave it. This bottom still needs sanded a little bit. The top has already been sanded. It just needs primed back a little further. But it's looking good. This is all the way 180. This is 180. Well, it's all 180 now. But again, metal gouges in there. I used a finer grit roll lock to do this center section as much as I could before I did hand. It was a pain. It sucks. But it's done. That fender is nice and dry now. And I mean, it looks a ton better than it did. I like the rust red primer, what can I say? But the paint I'm using ain't gonna matter what color the primer is. If you use an automotive paint, it will matter what color your primer is, because a more transparent blue, brighter colors make a brighter blue, darker colors make a darker blue. So remember that. As for now, I'm done. Alright, I got the whole tailgate and can primer, and I'm going to start doing this now. I just cleaned it off the rest of the way. So, all of, the overspray and everything's off of it. I do need, now that I think about it, I need to, dang it, I am having brain farts today. I need to palm sand the entire top, so I can skim filler on it while I'm doing filler work on here. I believe besides the little spot welds, there ain't nothing really major wrong with this tailgate. So, let's get at it. Got the filler on, let it dry. It's been raining like freaking crazy here, so I haven't been out in the garage much. But I'm going to hit this a little bit. It's definitely dry. So it's good to go. That'll be a lot of hand sanding. Everything else I can hit with the palm sander. But I regret using this primer right here. Not that it's not good. It's just it gums up the sandpaper so much. And I don't know if it's because it's not dry. This might take like 3 or 4 days to dry or something. I don't know. But straight out of the can, on there, gums up paper like a day after. So, it is what it is. I'm probably still going to get like the quart of this, because I can get it for $11.99 a quart. And it's oil base, and I want to keep all oil base with the paint, so that way it's, it can't react any crazy way. Oil base on oil base, instead of doing like a automotive primer on here, and if I was to go over it with oil base, it could lift or something like that and cause an even bigger issue. But we're getting there. My next steps are going to be, I need to pull the marker light, all the tail lights, the 2 tail lights, start 180ing the body. I'm probably going to take everything to at least 320. And then from that point, I will start, if there's no other big spots, such as this one. That was like a hole, but I filled it and it's fine. Or I know there's some scratches over on that side. But once that's sanded, all them little spot imperfections are fixed, we'll prime the top. Well, we'll prime a lot, because anything that's bare metal I need to prime, so we'll prime anything that's bare metal. Probably anything that's actually filler will get primed too. Prime the entire tailgate again with, out of a quart. Yeah, and then she'll be ready to start a 2-stage paint, which is going to be, again, white, blue, and red. Red being a pinstripe. Ever show the pinstripe? I do have it. So, 1/4 inch, bright red. I don't know what this is made out of. Professional grade. I hope it's made out of vinyl or something that'll turn easy. Anywho, yeah, I figured that would be the perfect size to go right on the body line here, which I'll probably put the tip of the pinstripe right on the top edge, so it'll be here. I don't know though, we'll figure it out when time comes. Got more 80, we're gonna hop to. So I've updated a little bit. I rehooked up my lines, used the steel fitting this time, put the crappy filter on there. Now, don't worry, that's just like I had it, wasn't that bad, I'll use it. Because I actually picked up another big one and 2 more of the small ones. We're going to run all these babies. We're going to catch every bit of water. But these last for about 5 years, and you really can't get the paper or whatever compressed crap filter that's in these. So, for 24 bucks, 5 years, don't care. These, I've never used them with brass filters. We'll see. I'm going to use probably these 2 first into this one. So this will catch most of the junks and oil, and this one will catch more of the water. But I've actually added 2 hose reels in the system now. I used actual air line and connected it with some brass tees and hose clamps. I had my dad do it while I was out at Scott's. So over here I'm probably going to pull this off and let it connect to this straight, and that should work pretty good. So let's get it done, get this crap fixed so I can continue body work. So 3 times later, my compressor lines are fixed. I ran it all in old air hose and barb fittings. Guess what? It works, so I can get back to work. Tired of messing around. So today, before I go in, I'm going to do some mud work. Sanded this side, it's done. I just finished sanding that side when the compressor blew last time. Yay. Then, for an act of God, I guess it would be, I was sanding this side, got all the way to the front, started sanding on the fender, blew it again. I was aggravated, I went in, ready to kill. But today, and the compressor didn't even kick on. That's how good it's working right now. I sanded that whole body filler spot down. Done. Now, I need to block it, get it all straight. You can see that body line pretty good, which is what I'm going for, because it looked like hammered garbage last time. We'll get that done. And we're getting pretty close to the cheapo paint job. So I've got a little bit of work here, A little there, some over here. This is the camera thing. I don't know why I'm still holding it. But anyway, gotta sand that back. Gotta, you know, schmoogey. We'll get it done. I'm tired of messing around. Sand this side down good. Sand that top edge down good to where the filler won't, you know, or not the filler, but the paint will go enough to where the window seal will hide it. Took this fender down a little far. It needed it. There was some gouges and scratches. Everything over here looks pretty good. I'm going to check and make sure these little spots right here aren't too noticeable, which I can't even feel them, so they're probably good. But when time comes, step 1, white. Step 2, blue. Step 3, red pinstripe. But for now, that's the update. See Chris Hansen for more over on Dateline. He's looking for you. But I'm going to get